What's up, ranters, historians, and fellow Magic dorks? This week, Magic the Gathering has been absolutely nuts. We have a ton of news to talk about, all the way from the Magic the 30th debacle to some improvements, actually, to the arena's economy, shockingly enough, all the way to the new Brothers Wars spoilers that are just of an insane power level. So let's just get right into it now on this week's way too much stuff to talk about episode of Mana Rant. But first, I'm Hoshi, Urza's main lover, and Mishra's second side piece. And you are listening to episode 97 of the Mana Rant podcast, where, as always, I am joined by a man who has a very sore back this week from laying on Ashnod's altar in full-blown ball gag BDSM gear. It's Drunken Dork.
That's me. Yeah, what's up, everyone? Don't get down with Ashnod, man. That Ashnod is just something else. I didn't know what I was signing up for, but now I know why he goes around, she goes around sacrificing people. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. But hey, what's up, everyone?
Very nice. Yeah, it's tempting at first. Yeah, probably red flag. And finally, we are joined by a man who is sure WotC has a conspiracy against him. He is a flat earther and hollow earther all in one. Our very own Michael Paulo.
I don't know how it works, but it works, right? WotC's got something against me. Earth is hollow and it's flat. All right, like there's a disc and it's a hollow disc. Okay,
inside of it,
it's like flat and it's like thin, like kind of like a. What's it called? Like a non-bread or something like that. You gotta check my website. The truth is real .truth/Michael Apollo.
Truth singer #Drum Gully.
Truth night at truth.com TV Apollo. It's a real website.
Nice. Anyways, welcome back to the show, everybody, and thanks for being part of our Mana Ranting community. We are the Mana Ranters here, just three nerds of the highest caliber who've been hanging out and playing Magic for over 20 years now, doing all kinds of Magic stuff until we finally made this podcast where now we can scream into the internet all of our feelings about Magic. And so every week we talk about Magic the Gathering, but we mainly focus on arena stuff, but we're going to touch on like everything. There's just so much good stuff this week to talk about. The show has been chopped up into segments that follow Magic the Gathering. We have our Untap, Upkeep, Draw, Main Phase 1, Combat, Main Phase 2, Endstep, Cleanup, and a discard phase. So time hacks will be in the episode description below. That'll show like what's going on and all of those if you want to hop around. But let's just start off and jump right into it with our first phase, which is Untap. And Untap is where we untap some drinks to start off the show with real quick. So nice. Drunken, what are you untapping this week?
Well, I got work very shortly, so I just have coffee. I'm being real exciting. I got to get ready because I got a full night of work ahead of me. And I haven't worked in over a week because I just came back from vacation. So it's going to be very exhausting tonight.
Well, yeah, it happens. All right. Paulo, what are you untapping?
Local brewery from DC. It's called Atlas Brew Works. It's a Ponzi IPA. Ooh. I'm assuming because, Ponzi schemes. Yeah, so, it is a good IPA, but what I thought was funny on the side here, I was looking, it said the science of Ponzi. It pairs with Indian curry, carne asada, and salted caramel. Like, those are like the most random...
What? The first two, I was like, okay.
I was like, okay, Indian curry. All right. Carne asada, salted caramel. If you want your candy, you want to drink too.
I guess so.
Ponzi's the way to go. So
why not? Nice, dude. Well, with me, I'm back on the gasoline again this week. So nice. This one doesn't really have a name. It's just kind of Jamie's own concoction. It's Mr. Black. It's some kind of pumpkin spice liqueur thing going on in there, some actual coffee, and something else that I can't remember right now. But yeah, it's fantastic.
Nice.
So,
sounds disgusting.
It's way too drinkable. No, it's really good. All right. Well,
all right. Cheers.
Cheers, boys, to a good show.
Cheers.
And with that, let's move into our upkeep phase. Upkeep, get ya upkeep. And upkeep is our Reddit rant segment hosted by Michael Apollo.
Reddit rant. The anger of the internet, the anger of Michael Apollo, the anger of Magic the Gathering. These things are all synonymous with each other, and I think I found a doozy this week. This comes from the MTG Historic subreddit, and it's from Pink Ward That Shit. So here we go.
Wait, what's the name? Pink Ward That Shit.
Pink Ward That Shit. How the fuck do you play Control versus Red Aggro these days? Regular mono red and goblins make me want to punch a hole through the goddamn monitor, no matter whether I'm playing blue, white, Jeskai, Bant, Esper, or whatever. I've tried everything. Best of one, best of three. These mono red fuckers always have the answer to everything. Wipe the board, direct damage spells, D&D Manland and Ramowap Ruins, LML Don't Forget Haste, Sideboard and Life Gain, Tybalt and Rolling Vortex, LMAO. Please tell me how the fuck do you deal with this shit? Either in best of one or best of three. I'm facing so many of these brain dead decks that I'm getting seriously turned off from the format. P.S. Also, if you guys could tell me which decks take an absolute dump on them, I would love to build one of those and go hunting, if you catch my drift. Brother, let me tell you something. I feel this, man. I've been getting angry with Magic. I've been wanting to punch really fucking holes through monitors. Yeah, this guy is pissed off about fucking Control versus Red Aggro anything. And yeah, I feel you. I feel you, brother. It gets me really, really pissed off. I do think there is a conspiracy that they will always have the answer to everything, and I can never get anything I want. But, you know, dumbness aside, Hoshi, what'd you think about this Reddit rant?
Oh man, I have definitely felt this guy before. Red is just like I've talked about it multiple times on this show. They're always tier 1. Ever since I've played in the limited like 20 life format, Mono Red is always going to be tier 1. It's Wizard just always gives them the right tools to be able to deal with it, right? Like they can stop life gain, which is like their main nemesis. They have a direct stop to that. It's just like they're a very difficult archetype to deal with. They're low, they're fast, they're consistent, and now they're adding shit like monetary swift and stuff. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. I have no answer for him besides life gain, dude. Like Angels, I would mainboard just Angels, dude. That's like your best bet. But you got to put in removal for that stupid dinosaur and stuff that stops you from gaining life. So yeah, good luck. Good luck.
Drunken, what about you? What do you think?
Well, first I want to applaud you on your wonderful performance there, because that was like, you painted a picture in my mind. The way this guy wrote this and the way you read it, that's exactly how I imagined this person would talk. So good job. Good job, Apollo.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Like Mono Red is always a tough deck, like Hoshi said, and like you said. Like I personally don't think it's particularly strong in best of 3, and it's not tier 1 right now in best of 3, but that doesn't mean that there's like, Is It Wizards is pretty fucking close to Mono Red. Yeah. And I think like what you need is low mana sweepers. Like 4 mana is just which sounds insane, is just too much mana for these Mono Red decks. You need to get 3 mana sweepers and like targeted removal. And that's a good way. And I do think that right now, the Esper and blue-white control shells, they don't have a lot of single target removal. You need to go with my baby, my pride and joy, mono black control.
Oh,
or enchantments. I think auras are probably, or not auras, but enchantments is probably set up really good against mono red.
The 9 life solemnity combo.
Yeah, exactly.
They can't do anything. Well, they actually can. If you're very low on life, and they have Bone Crusher Giant, they can get through that too. So so you still need to be able to have like life gain in that deck to, you know, make sure that they can't just one shot you with it. Yeah, it's just it's a son of a bitch deck.
Bone Crusher Giant is so good, man.
It's ridiculous.
Pink ward that shit.
They have a way out,
brother. It is frustrating.
Dude.
Yeah, it is frustrating. There is ways around it. Definitely best of one's gonna suck compared to best of three. But I feel your pain. But Hoshi, back to you.
All right, dude. Yeah, I have definitely been where he has been. The best. Oh, sorry, I forgot. The best thing that you could do against mono red is go first. Don't let them go first.
You just have to do that.
You just have to go first every time. That's
Leyline of Sanctity in the sideboard. It's an incredible card against mono red.
That is a good one.
Mono red and black shells. It's just wonderful card.
That's true. Awesome. Well, with that, then let's just move into our next phase, which is going to be our draw phase.
Let's draw.
And our draw phase, we are going over MTG News, hosted by our ball gagging BDSM butt plug wearing drunken dork.
All those facts, no, not really. So there is a ton of news since our last podcast. Like just an incredible amount, and we're not going to be able to go over everything, but we are going to touch on a few things here. And the first thing we're going to go over is this MTG 30th anniversary celebration that just happened in Las Vegas. We're recording on a Monday, so I think today was the last day of the celebration. Mm-hmm. And really, is my cat meowing in the background? Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. And really what happened here was, let me read this article, the title of this article, so you can better understand. MTG's 30th anniversary celebrations were far from perfect. And they break it out into 3 segments here: a celebration in shambles, a string of complaints, and a silver lining. So there was a silver lining there, ultimately, but I will spoil the silver lining, and that was just that there were spoilers. And I don't want to. I personally, I'm not into paying $300+ to go hear about spoilers, and I can just hear about them online.
Up to $750. Yeah.
So the first thing they address here is that the people that got like the premier badges to go to this event, Wizards just gave them the fucking 30th celebration bundle thing. The packs with the promos, $1,000 promo celebration thing. And this made quite a lot of people upset, right? Because they had limited tickets and they didn't announce this ahead of time. So what do you guys think of that?
That's for them to like just, drop it on their, people that spent the most on like $750 tickets. If they were going to do this, they should have just given it to everybody that went to the show, not just the the rich people that can afford it. Like if, because it was already expensive as fuck for everybody to go there. You had to fly out to Vegas and, all the tickets were expensive, and like, it just would have been way cooler of them to just give it to everybody that showed up. It's kind of shitty. They just, gave it to the Black Lotus, VIP holders.
Apollo?
This is just going to be like across the board. I hate this product. I hate what they're doing.
Yeah.
$750. Like the thing says 30th anniversary. Like it's supposed to be a celebration of people who have grown up with Magic like us, and new people who might not have had that experience to open these packs. And you've literally cut us all out of the equation. It's only for people who have fucking money to waste on cardboard proxies, right? And to me, that's like the biggest fuck you. So to giving it to people who have the money to go to this event, like $750, that's insane. Like Comic-Con doesn't cost that much. Like your biggest festivals aren't going to cost that much. Like pro fighting game tournaments like Evo aren't going to cost that much, and you're going to get more spoilers for $75, right? Like you're going to get more free giveaways than a Magic the Gathering event. So overall, I don't know. I I think this is just like a big fuck you from WotC.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, oh, sorry, go on.
No, go for it.
I was going to say, like, they gave them 4 packs. They could have at least split up those packs, you know, like given everybody a pack or something, right? Instead of just giving the richest people 4 fucking packs. Like, it just shows like how much like WotC only really cares about whales. You know, that they're so catered towards whales nowadays. Where, you know, you look back at WotC of the past and they barely had stuff like this. You know, it was like Magic used to be more for everybody, where now it's just clearly geared towards whales in just such more of a like targeted fashion like this. It's gross.
Yeah, one of the sentiments I saw there was that like that these free packs that they gave away weren't announced ahead of time, and like some of these people, they spent a lot of money to go there, and like they're like, well, had I known, you know, I would have gotten this, spent this extra money to get these 4 packs, right? Because you know, the $200 difference I would have paid, or $250 difference I would have paid for that. I could have got 4 packs potentially worth $1,000, and it wasn't, you know, announced to them. And I would understand that would be very frustrating. And then another frustrating thing I saw was they had very limited amount of tickets for this. So the whole thing just seems like a real big miss on their part. All right, and next we have so one of the thing I saw from Brian Kibler is that the tables were or no, that's not it. Sorry. One of the other things I saw were that they didn't appropriately like set up the tables. They had like big sections that weren't filled with people and small sections that people wanted to go to, and they didn't equally parse out the tables. Like that, I guess they assumed a commander was going to be a much bigger thing than it was. Yeah. And that's probably due to all of the, you know, high profile people they had there, but that were mostly commander players. And then after that, I also see that they kicked everyone out at 7 and held events until 9 that didn't even start until 9. You know, that's insane. And so what these people had to do is they had to wait outside the convention until their event started. So you guys have anything to say about that?
It sounds like some just piss poor management on their part for this.
Yeah, the whole thing just seems like a real shit show. Michael, you have anything to say?
Yeah, I hate WotC. Like I hate WotC. Like I hate them. I hate Hasbro. I hate this corporate bullshit, dude. How are you gonna have like an event where, like, okay, I've said this 3 times now. Stop banging each other at your eyes wide shut parties and actually do planning. Like, do planning. Like, if you're going to hold a convention for 30 years, that's a big fucking thing. And you have the #1 TCG. You have that crown because idiots like us keep buying your product because you made a good game. And I love this game, but they just suck. Like they're shitty to their people, dude. Like making someone wait another 2 hours to go to their event, tables where there's no one playing, tables where people like, it sounds like a disorganized fucking shit show. One guy on Reddit said that the entire time he only got to play 1 game.
Yeah, that's what I saw that too.
At a Magic the Gathering event, he got to only play 1 game. That's pathetic, dude.
Yeah. Also maybe taken out of context. I mean, I'm sure at any point you could just sit down at a table with someone, but yeah, no, I agree. Like if you went there to go play with like pros or fucking celebrities or whatever, and you only get 1 game and you wait all day and like that would be incredibly frustrating. Yeah. We have a lot of news though. Do you have anything else to say? I'm going to move on to some other stuff.
Go ahead.
No, it sounded terrible. Yep.
Yeah. Right. You know, it's sad. That is sad, though, because I would like to go to something like that. But if it's like managed terribly, then fuck it.
Yeah, not this one, clearly.
OK, next we have the Brothers War Mastery details. And they are coming out with some extra stuff here. You get with this, you get 33 extra Brothers War packs, 5 Mastery Orbs. And let's see. I don't know. Anything else you want to add?
No, there's a bunch of stuff. I think I'm going to just do like a full monetary breakdown of this one because they keep changing shit around, you know, like the last one seemed like a pretty good deal. At first glance, this one seems like a good deal too, but I think I'm going to do a quick video and just like break out like, you know, if it's actually worth it to do this one. So
yeah, I think what it comes down to for me with these is the amount of days or the amount of levels. And like when it's like this one's 80 levels and like the last one I think was 60, right? The one we are in currently. And like when they do 80 level ones, if they don't give you a long enough period of time, it just doesn't seem worth it. And one thing I will say to this, don't ever pay for the Mastery Pass until you've gotten through the entire Mastery Pass, because once you get through it, it unlocks everything anyway.
Yeah, you can do it that way.
That's generally the best way to do it, because if you don't get through it and you only get halfway through it, not worth it.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, and then next after that, this is a big one. Introducing MTG Arena Golden Packs. Now, a golden pack contains 6 cards, all of which are rare or mythic rare from a standard legal set and have duplicate protection. That means that you cannot get a duplicate of something you already have. That's strong. That seems really good. At least one card will be mythic rare, and each other card has an independent chance of being mythic rare, approximately 1 in 8 times. At least 2 cards will be from the latest standard legal set. And then golden packs will have cards replaced with wild cards and do not affect the odds of packs open later containing wild cards. So this is huge for arena players. That means that now, you know, rather than getting your like there, what's that Blast Land called? Is it called Blast Land?
Blast Zone.
Blast Zone. Yeah. Rather than getting your 10th Blast Zone, you know, now instead you're going to be getting rare wild cards. Like this is a potentially like really good. Actually, I think it's just a really good thing, especially for people who play a lot. What do you guys have to say about this?
Wow. Yeah, this is it came out of nowhere. I didn't, you know, because they talked about fixing the economy, but they gave like a real shit like mythic pack bundle. It didn't do anything. Like whatever their economy fix was last time was like laughable. This seems like the most significant fix that we've gotten to the economy that I can think of. Really, you know, this is because you're supposed to get these every 10 packs, right? You're supposed to get
that's what it says. Each of the Brothers War. So it's only with the Brothers War pack purchase from the MTG Arena store progresses your golden pack meter 1 step. The meter does not advance when packs are acquired through means other than pack purchases. So you won't get it for like maybe the Mastery Pass or anything like that.
All right.
When all 10 steps of the meter are filled, it resets and a golden pack is added to your collection. So yeah, for every 10 packs you spend, you get a pack. That seems good.
It's really good. Yeah. And I don't know why they're only doing it for this new set. I mean, that's kind of the only damper that I see on it is like, it seems like it'll be a lot easier to fill up your current, like the Brothers War set, which is great because it looks insane. But like, it would be nice for them to be able to do this with like historic sets and stuff too. And maybe they will. Hopefully they'll add this to like, you know, different types of these when they like do the, you know, whatever the remastered sets and stuff that they come out. I'd really like to see this with those. Maybe that's asking too much, but yeah, I'm a huge fan. This is blowing me away that they're doing this.
Paulo.
Yeah, I really like this a lot. I know I speak for a lot of our homies and friends on our Discord. They just don't like playing limited. They don't like playing draft. And even though that is a good way to build up your library. Essentially the only reason why people do it is they're trying to get those rares. They're just trying to build decks that they want to play with. Right. And that could be really time consuming. If they're going to be playing anyway and getting golden packs every 10, that's really good. It's a really great way of getting what you want, considering everything will be rare or mythic. But another cool thing I like is if you already have all 4 copies of a certain card, it will automatically pick from a different set that is standard legal. So that's cool too. So where, you know, it's not only Brothers War, it goes back to Dominaria United or whatever's in standard, you know, going forward. Because there's plenty of cards that I still want and need, and a chance to get those. That's pretty eye-opening. I like that a lot. So you know, we shit on WotC a lot, but you know, or you can get gems if you have everything from standard. Yikes. But some people do. But yeah, WotC makes a lot of mistakes, but one time they'll have like a dumb moment and it's like actually good for the community. So really surprised at this. I'm really glad for this. But yeah, I dig it.
I saw a tweet that someone made about this, and they were like, that's it. No downs, no no tricks or anything.
Yeah.
Because I was like eagle-eyeing this. I was like, all right, where's the, how are you?
Do I have to pay?
How are you fucking me on this? Yeah, exactly. Where's the downside? What are you doing?
Yeah.
You're like, it's so rare for them to do just like a net positive thing like this with no no downside to it.
Yeah.
It's
almost like they're being a good fucking client. I don't know.
They listen to someone finally.
Yeah, very skeptical. Either that or they need some goodwill. Maybe they're losing people or something too. That's a possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so and we are finishing it off with, so this is like the opposite of a shit sandwich. We start off with shit, they gave us something good, then we end it with shit. So some viewers may have noticed that the recent revealed Brothers War card, Hercule Master Wizard, has two versions, a main set version and an extended art version found in collector's boosters that have two different rarities in the image. As far as we know, this is the only card that has this difference. If there are any other updates, we'll follow up. So this doesn't affect us as arena players, but if you are buying the paper copies, know that you may get fucked. You may get a Hercule in your mythic, set booster or whatever the hell you're buying. And that sucks. And that's the only one that they know of so far, so there could be potentially other ones. Anything to add to this, you guys?
This is hilarious. It's just like, I love the fact that they put, as far as we know, this is, that right there just shows like, they're like, oh, we don't fucking know. Yeah. We didn't even know about this till now. You guys told us about this, basically. That's what it sounds like. So hilarious.
It's things like that. Oh, sorry.
No. I just want to say, WotC, there's when you build a company, you have departments, right? You got your HR, you got to build your castle correctly. You know what I'm saying? There's a department that's really good. It's called quality assurance, right? Like, they check things before you send them out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, this is cardboard. You could delete all the cardboard. You could just throw it away, burn it, incinerate it, reprint it. It's going to cost nothing to you. But, you can't do that, right? So you can have this department called Quality Assurance, and the guy can fucking check the card. His only job is to make sure that gold looks like gold and not red. And you can pay this guy, and we can call him Timmy and Tommy, right? So we got your intern, and we got Tommy, the color guy.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Like,
hey,
you guys are just fucking dumb, dude. Just
Tommy might be colorblind, you asshole. Where's
he's in the wrong job line then.
You can't discriminate.
That sounds par for the course for Wizards, though. But I will say, that's exactly what I was going to say. It just goes to show, like, I know we make jokes all the time about they just have one intern working arena, but sometimes when they make mistakes like this, it's like, yeah, where's the quality assurance, right? Like, are they understaffed? Like, I know it's a multi-million-dollar company, they're making so much money. Like,
they're the first company to be a multi-billion-dollar company.
Within Hasbro or something?
Yes, the first company to make $1 billion within Hasbro.
So, yeah, I mean, with that, I know there are people that can deal. This kind of stuff is just frustrating. All right, but that's all the news. Did you guys want to talk about anything you're playing this week? Anything exciting? I mean, nothing really has changed, right? So
no, I've been playing Priest of Possibilities this week. The 2-drop alchemy card that comes in, and he gains all the abilities from the other cards. Yeah. He's a lot of fun. It's very random, but so sometimes he just hits everything and he's awesome. And then other times he hits just fucking lifelink or something. So it's definitely a rolling the dice on it, but it's a pretty fun deck. Yeah.
And Apollo, did you want to talk about your fun Magic story about punching your
I
own?
hate fucking Magic. I hate Magic. I hate Magic. I hate Wizards. I've been playing fucking Blue-White Binding. Y'all saw the gameplay on that. And I actually had to all right, there's a conspiracy. All right. So
oh god.
So Wizards for sure has you're not playing true fucking matches. There's a fucking shuffle conspiracy, Shufflegate. I'm calling it, right? And once I start doing good, Wizards is like, oh no, you're not going to do good. You're going to draw 9 lands in a row every single fucking time. And then my opponent, it's always against opponents who play the stupidest fucking decks. Like, how are you in Diamond playing this nonsense fucking deck? Like, how'd you get up this high? You're not in Mythic. No, they're not good. They're not good. They're dumb decks, dude. They're dumb decks. And they always have the fucking answer. They always have the fucking answer. They always have the exact fucking thing they need. And I was playing this game with Blue-White Binding. I was controlling the fuck out of them. They weren't doing anything. Like, everything they did, I was like, negative. That is not going to happen. I was getting ready for locking them out. And then they did fucking what's it called? Second Sun or Seventh Sun or whatever. Approach of the Seventh Sun.
Approach of the Second Sun. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, cool story, dude. I have nothing but cards that draw cards in my hand. I will find a fucking counter. But then I realized they already cast it. I can't do anything about the fucking cast. So I'm just dead. I'm dead in 7 turns. So I'm like, all right, well, I got to beat them down. They already had really low life. So I was like, well, I just need a Kaleem. Just let me find a fucking Kaleem or anything. No, nothing.
You can counter the second one. You have to. It
doesn't
cast
matter.
It twice.
It's on cast.
Yeah, it's on cast.
Oh,
it's on cast. They win the game.
Oh.
Yeah. So I knew I was dead.
Oh, okay.
And they fucking cast it. Of course, Wizards is like, you're going to get nothing but land, dude. You have a higher percentage to get Kaleem or any other card in your deck, but we're going to keep giving you lands. And I literally got so angry, like a little fucking child, screamed at my phone and punched it.
That's good. That's good.
I
need more stories like this in my life.
I would love to see you punch a phone.
It was embarrassing. If it was on my computer, I would have punched the screen. Like I was so angry.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you have anything?
Well, I was going to say, y'all miss it if you. I know I'm saying this late. That 30th anniversary draft was really fun, and I played it I think 4 times.
Oh really?
I really enjoyed it. That's it.
Okay, nice. Well then, let's move into main phase 1.
Main phase 1.
All right, and so in main phase 1, we are talking about Brothers War. We got some new mechanics. We got this archive deal going on, and just the general power level of it. So first off, Brothers War. Let's talk about the power level, at least that it seems like from looking at the cards so far. What do you guys think of the power level? Is it Eldraine level, or what do you think?
I think last time, when we were talking about Dominaria, we were like, oh my God, they're bringing it back. It's getting real powerful again. I know standard players aren't a huge fan of that. They like the power level to be kind of low, but dude, and this seems even more powerful than Dominaria so far. They haven't spoiled everything at this point. We're doing the podcast, but from what they have spoiled, it seems insane. These artifacts are just really strong. I was saying pre-production to Hoshi, they used to level out artifacts. It'd be a 3-mana creature artifact would be a 1/1 or a 2/1 or something because it's colorless, right? So they had to, account for that. Now they have 2-mana artifacts that are 3/2s and 3/3s and stuff. It's what is even happening here? The power level, it's obviously pushed, because that is stronger than what it normally is. We don't have bears and artifacts generally. And then not only that, they have all this extra text on them, of course. And so, it's this set seems strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Apollo, what do you think about the power level?
It's dumb. it's too high. Like I personally think that they just took questing beasts and they times it by 1,000. They're like, everything needs to be questing beast now. Like, and I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing. Like, I don't know if like if WotC's like, they have such a like discontinuation with the actual audience. Like, I don't know if that's a good thing, because before we were complaining about like block formats, and in the past when all three of us would play during Modern, a couple of cards, if any, would enter into Modern from Standard. Mm-hmm. They were just that good, like Treasure Cruise or Dig Through Time, Jeskai Ascendancy, something like that. But now everything is just insane. Like, they're just literally rewriting the past. And I personally think this fucks up like a few things on multiple levels. The cards that are old and tried and true, that are very expensive, that a lot of collectors hold on to, are going to start seemingly seem meaningless, because there's just going to be cards that are printed that are just better. And then it's like, what are we playing now? We're literally playing like this extremely high power level of cards. Like, I can't even, like, I don't even know how Standard is going to be. Standard's going to be insane, but Historic is going to be, I think, really great. I think Standard's going to be, or Historic is going to be really great, because it's like, you know, this like pseudo modern legacy format, which I am excited for. But holy fuck, dude, like, it's just it's getting a little much, man. Like, I'm looking at all these cards, and in pre-production, Drunken and I were saying, like, draft is going to be insane. You know what I mean? Like, even draft is going to be very powerful. Like, your 40 card deck is going to be crazy. So, I mean, I'm excited for the fucking block. It looks really cool. Artifacts are going to be insane. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. But I don't know if this is a good thing, though, because Dominaria, we, like you said, Drunken, we thought that was powerful, and
it was.
Yeah. And it was, and it is.
Yeah, it made an impact in Historic. You know, you see Liliana everywhere. You see that one mana black creature that powers up. You see him everywhere. You know, there are cards from that set. Yeah,
plenty of cards. And I will say this for the Mana Rant podcast, for us three and like our homies on Discord and everyone, like all of our friends on there, we were right. A lot of the cards we predicted are fucking, they are the ones. Like, so, I mean, I guess that's good that we were right. But but how good is that? Because it's going to change the format in a positive or negative way. I don't know.
I think looking at this set, I know Mark Rosewater said something before when he was talking about designing sets. He said the worst thing that you can do is make a boring set. And I think he's right. You know, when we look at these sets that come out, you know, when it was something like Innistrad, the last Innistrad block that came out, we were all kind of like, meh, you know, it doesn't seem like awesome, you know, and those sets just they just disappear. They turn into nothing, like Eldritch Moon and stuff, right? Like, people don't remember those sets fondly, right? They suck.
The party set, oh my god, that set was so bad, dude. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, but you know, Eldraine and stuff like that, it sells packs. Like, sure, they fucked up and they made Oko, which seems like how the fuck did you make that mistake? But it's more exciting, you know, and I get excited too when I see this stuff. And so I think it's just going to keep going that way, because it's just a better design for their game. It gets people more excited about the products and everything. So I think they're just this power creep is going to keep happening, and it's going to make it harder for them to balance the game properly. Because if we saw the last set, yeah, you were right. Like, we were right. Dominaria United was strong, but where it made the biggest impact was in Standard. It fucked up Standard. Standard is trash, man. It's like mono black or nothing. You know, for the most part, like, mono black just was going nuts, and it still is. And looking at these cards, I think they're addressing that, but in a different way. Now they're pushing blue. You know, blue looks absolutely nuts in this new set. They're pushing a lot. They're pushing blue pretty hard, and red and stuff. So we're gonna see a major shift, at least in Standard, and I'm interested to see what's going to happen to our formats.
I just want to touch on something before, I know we got to move on, but like, I just want to touch on something. Like, I do agree with you guys, like, full-heartedly, And the thing I'm like really disappointed in is, yes, you do need to like have the power creep. Like things do need to progress in a certain way to make these cards like, you know, useful as opposed to just being like draft limited garbage. Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm scared of, like, not saying this is going to happen. The thing I'm most scared of, though, is that going forward, they're just going to print these crazy cards.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to print cards that answer crazy cards. Like, does that make sense? Like, I feel like they're making more nonsense, like crazy powerful cards and not enough answers. So in that case, then they need to like reprint Path to Exile. Like if you're going to like have these insane cards.
But they did.
Yeah, they kind of did.
Yeah,
kind of.
And
the keyword is kind of, though.
Yeah.
Keyword is kind of like Magic. It feels like to me is you're just casting shit, and then if that's up to you to fucking deal with it now. Because if you don't deal with it, I just straight up win. Not in 2 turns you might win. Not in 3 turns you might win. No, it's just like if you don't answer this, I'm gonna fucking win. And that's where I'm worried where this is going. Like,
I mean, that's what Legacy and Modern is, though, right? And that's kind of what Historic is. It's like,
but Legacy has answers on both sides. Like, Legacy is, I'm doing this thing. Do you have it? Yes, I do. Force of will, or you know, like there's answers on both ends. Legacy is like, you must answer this. Okay, I have the must answer. You know, there's equality on both sides, which is why Legacy is so good. Going forward, I think they need to like think about that, and I'm worried if they are. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
yeah. Well, I think they are when things get thrown way out of whack. That's when they're like, shit, we need to fix this. They're reactive as a company. They're not. I think you're right, but I think that happens afterwards, right? Like they are like, they've thrown darts at the dartboard with this one, like fucking power level. Let's make people excited about this set, you know, and then afterwards they're like, oh, whoopsie.
But that seems like it's like too often than not now. Like it's just too often.
I mean,
now.
I think that's Historic is in one of the healthiest places I think it's ever been right now. So like, I think it's far from what you're saying actually at this point. But like, you're right. With Brothers War, there are a lot of powerful cards there, and we'll see where it's going to go from here. And like, but I think right now it is like super healthy. I see all these crazy decks all the time on the ladder in multiple places, and like it's in a good spot.
It's fun.
Yes.
All right. So what do you guys think about the new mechanics? So we have one major new mechanic coming in, the prototype, where you can cast the card for its prototype summoning cost, right? Which is going to be a less cost, but the card will not be as good. Even though the actual card is still like whatever, a 7-drop or whatever is actually printed on the card, but it's going to come in different based on the prototype thing. What do you think about that, Drunken?
So this is incredibly powerful, and this is when I was saying like this set is powerful. So when you look at Eldraine and you look at some of the most powerful cards that come out of there, not Oko, it was going on an adventure, and that's because there are these dual modal. No, they're not dual modal, but they have like a bunch of possibilities on there, right? Yeah. And that's what this effect does. So you'll have like, I'll name a card, Phyrexian Flesh Gorger, because it's on the website that I'm looking at under mechanics. And it says for 7 mana, you get a 7/5 and it has Menace and Lifelink and Ward. Pay life equal to Phyrexian Flesh Gorger's power. All right, or I can cast it for 1 black, and it's a 3/3. So the way this works is all of the things printed on the card, the whole texting beast of the card is still there. It's just its power level is less. So, you know, like, and as we see more of these cards spoiled, like there could be some potentially like really strong stuff like that. That is strong. Yeah. That is an incredibly strong card right there. And just having like this where it's good in the beginning of the game and it's good at the end of the game. Anytime you have like a different possibilities there on a card, like I think it's a very playable card, especially in Historic.
Yeah. Paula, what do you think? A prototype.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Drunken, even though I just like, put the fucking boogeyman on all you guys on how I feel what WotC's doing. I do think prototype though is a great mechanic. It is a step in the right direction. I'm worried about Blink, because Blink will make it exactly what this card is. So in the example of Phyrexian Fleshgorger, if you blink it, it's now a 7/5. Because when you do cast it for its prototype cost, it keeps the cost that you did it for. So it'd be a 3/3 for 3. But if you blink it, now it's a 7/5. Yes, sick. going forward, you need to have multiple options. I like to think of it as chess. What am I trying to do in the opening game? What am I trying to do in the beginning and mid game? And what am I trying to do in the late game? And prototype fits all those modes. You want to draw cards for free. You want to be able to get advantage for free. Anything you can do for free is always going to be great in Magic. And being able to have a card, even though it costs 7, well, I can cast it for 3 and have it at 3/3. And it's Menace and Lifelink. I can stall the game out, whatever. And that's just one of these cards. So yeah, prototype is definitely, it's actually a very smart mechanic, and I like it going forward. So yeah.
I like what you said about the blinking there. There are ways to abuse it to kind of make it better. And it seems like they have thought about this a little bit, because when I'm looking at Arcane Proxy, which is a 7-drop, that can come in for you could pay its prototype cost, and it comes in as a 2/1, and then you can cast something from your graveyard for free if it's like less than its power level. They specifically said on there, when Arcane Proxy enters the battlefield, if it was cast. So they did stop the blinking effect from being able to get abused for some of these cards. But with the Fleshgorger, you're right, it's totally going to be way better if you just blink the thing. So that's pretty cool. I like that kind of in some ways, though, as long as it's not too broken. Of being able to, do some magic shit and make the card better is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Also, I really like the dual modal lands, that we have, where they could be a spell or something, but also be a land in the same kind. I really like that. So when I saw this, I was immediately like, anything that lets me play the game better and like build my deck better and, kind of have a better curve. I love it. I don't know how this is going to play out. If it's going to be, as broken as Adventures were. Adventures were a nightmare for a while, so hopefully Prototype does not turn into that. But I feel like it's a smart, fun mechanic, which, I don't think we get very often. What other mechanics do we got, Drunken?
So then after that, we have Power Stones, which is a new thing entering. So what are we all fighting over anyway? Well, it's Power Stones for the most part. Power Stones are, I'm reading this off the website, by the way. Power Stones are a new kind of predefined token type, joining such favorites as Treasure, Food, and Clue. Power Stones offer you more mana, which is a great way. So basically what Power Stone is a token or artifacts with tap, add colorless. This mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. So you can use this and cast artifact spells, or you can use it for abilities on your cards as well. And it doesn't have to be an artifact in that scenario.
Yeah.
You could use this potentially, I think, for lands with Channel, because you're not technically casting Channel.
Yeah.
So to me, this sounds really strong. So the card they have on the Magic website is Splitting the Power Stone. It's 2 and a blue. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact. Create 2 tapped Power Stone tokens. If the sacrifice artifact was legendary, draw a card. So this is a 3 mana, add 2 additional mana to your mana pool, forever. If you look at Cultivate, right? Cultivate, you search for 2 lands, you put 1 on the battlefield, 1 in your hand. This, you're just adding 2 potential lands to the fucking battlefield. This sounds really powerful to me. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we did see this with Karn, the worst planeswalker that came out in that last set. Karn was terrible. That was his +1, was the Power Stone ability, right? Like, he just made a tap Power Stone, which everyone was like, this is garbage. But I think it's just because, that planeswalker was not good. He was going to die probably after you made that stupid tap Power Stone. I think with a bunch of more cards propping up Power Stone, being able to make them in many different ways with many different card types that can generate them. Yeah, I think you're right. It could be very powerful, especially in artifacts, especially in these giant artifacts that we're getting.
Yeah.
Paula, what do you think?
So we've seen that like treasure, foods, and clues and blood tokens are very powerful in historic. The only downside is that they're gone forever once you use them. This is the only token I know of that continues to stay and adds mana. And that's insanely powerful. Its downside isn't really that much of a downside, because if you're playing this in an artifact deck, you're going to have so much ways to create mana anyway. But regardless, what this does pay for is activated abilities, triggered abilities, like domain, channel. You're going to be able to pay all those things and then save your actual lands for, spells that you're trying to do, that Teferi or creature or whatever you're trying to, accomplish. So I've said this before. I will say it again. Anything that's free in Magic is good. Anything that has a free fucking payoff is amazing. Channel, domain, Power Stone tokens, that is that direction. It is something I'm scared of going forward, but because I feel like this is the way that meta is going to go from this point on. If you're trying to play fair fucking Magic, like Boomer Jund, it's just not going to be good enough, because you're going to have ways to do things for free, pseudo, right? Like pseudo free. And a token that just stays and adds colorless to be able to pay for ward or, again, discard, whatever you want to fucking do. That's insanely powerful. And this is just one card. There's a lot of cards in this block that makes a Power Stone token. So very powerful. I like it a lot.
All right. Anything else?
No, it's just, I'm really excited to see this with the staff, too. These potentially could just, you can use the staff and one of these tokens, and then it just becomes regular mana.
Yeah.
What about
Unearth?
We have Unearth, which is not a new mechanic. I think it's returning, but we haven't had that one, which it looks like that's on quite a few cards in this set too.
So we have Unearth on the Priest, and I can't think of her name right now. It's the one I use in my Reanimator deck, the Black-White Priest.
Oh yeah.
She unearths. But it's just not really something that we have seen a lot. I think she may be the only unearth card in historic right now, maybe a couple more, I'm not sure. It has potential to be powerful anytime where you especially against control shells, when you're able to bring your creatures back out and attack in for those last points of damage, unearth can be a very powerful mechanic.
Yeah, some of these unearth costs seem pretty cheap too. So
nice.
I think that's it. Is there any other returning mechanics that we skipped over?
There's Meld.
Oh, that's right. That's where two cards have to be meet some kind of criteria, and then they Voltron into one giant Urza or Mishra,
one giant win con.
Basically. That's gonna be crazy. I wonder how that's
going to... It seems kind of like the worst one out of all of them, because anytime you need two cards to do one thing and then that can just get removed, generally not a good thing. Not something you would see in historic.
I am excited to see how it's going to look on Arena when you do that.
Yeah. We haven't had it yet, on Arena. That's right.
Well, why don't we explain Meld for people who don't know?
Okay, sure.
For our listeners.
Yeah. So one of them that we have, let me find... Urza.
Oh, I got it right here. So we have Urza, Lord Protector, one colorless, blue and white. For a legendary creature, Human Artificer, he's a 2/4 artifact, instant, and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and then you can pay 7 and not tap him. It's just 7. If you both own and control Urza and an artifact named the Mightstone and Weakstone, exile them, then meld them into Urza and Planeswalker. Urza Planeswalker to activate is a sorcery. And then the artifact, the other one is the Mightstone and Weakstone for 5 colorless legendary artifact Power Stone. When the Mightstone and Weakstone enters, choose 1, draw 2, target creature gets 5/5 or minus 5/5 until end of turn, or tap. It also has tap, add 2 colorless, and this mana can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells. So it follows the theme of Power Stones. The way Meld works, I believe one of the first times we saw this was like Brazilda Brizella and Gisela, and they turned into
something
Brizelda
like
or
that.
something like that.
Yeah, the giant
you
angel.
commonly saw it in Commander, and it wasn't even like that crazy. You would see it in like Kalia decks. This is cute. It's cute, but I think this is just like a more of a win more. Be expected to see a lot of people trying to abuse meld to try to figure it out, because I am pretty damn sure people are going to find ways to blink, cheat shit into play to make this happen. It's going to be cool. I'm interested to see how it's going to be on Arena, but I don't think it's going to be backbreaking.
It's going to be jank.
Yeah.
I don't know. Urza looks pretty insane though.
It's insane.
If you get him
he's
off,
insane. The Planeswalker's insane.
Yeah, but like, yeah, that's the thing. If you get him off, and I just think that that's going to be hard to accomplish. 5 mana artifact and a 3 mana creature need to stay on the board to become this powerful creature. Usually, you're either the game is over by turn 5, or I guess the deck that wants to accomplish this would maybe be a control deck, and they have other ways of dealing with that.
Yeah, maybe.
And I know most of our listeners are, listening in like through Spotify and stuff. So during each one of your turns, you may activate an additional loyalty ability of Urza Planeswalker.
Yeah.
His +2 is artifact, instant, and sorcery spells you cast this turn cost 2 less to cast. You gain 2 life. His +1 is draw 2 cards, then discard. His 0 is create 2 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens. His -3 is exile target non-land permanent, and his ultimate is a -10. Artifacts and planeswalkers you control gain indestructible until end turn. Destroy all non-land permanents. So yeah, it's a win more for sure.
Yeah.
Cool though.
Yeah, still pretty insane. Yeah, okay. Well, that's all the stuff I think that we have for this new set. Besides the archive, which we haven't talked about. So Strixhaven set introduced this thing called like a mystical archive. And they've done it before with like these masterworks and stuff before, where but usually weren't masterworks just like a really cool looking version of a card that was already in the set? Yeah,
it was like the possibility would be like 1 in every 6 boxes or something. And the archive, it was like the cards would be like slewn throughout the packs, and then the way they introduce in historic was the same way. But the archive was something different. It wasn't attached to the main set. So the mystical archive that they had for Strixhaven was not standard legal, but a lot of the cards were legal in historic. And this set seems to be doing the same thing, but it's called retro in this one, as far as we can tell so far. So we're getting a bunch of very powerful artifacts. They're all artifacts, which is one of the differences about this one versus the Strixhaven set. So what do you guys think of the retro so far, Drunken? Yeah, I think it's great. And like talking about Strixhaven, so Strixhaven was all instants and sorceries.
That's true.
For their archive, and this is all artifacts. So it's kind of cool, when you think about the prospects going forward, that they may do one with creatures or enchantments or something like that.
That's true.
And I like that idea a lot. I mean, whenever you reach back into Magic's history and you start grabbing cards, especially artifacts, like there are some crazy interactions between some of the older artifacts and newer cards today. And I'm excited to get these cards and see first of all, what all of them are going to be. They haven't spoiled them all at this point of the recording of the podcast, but they've already spoiled some pretty powerful ones.
There's a lot. Apollo, what do you think?
The visual aesthetic is amazing. I like it. I love old school looking cards. It's the stuff I grew up with when I play Commander and stuff. I actually take a lot of pride in, playing something very old, especially these old artifacts. A lot of my opponents are just like, oh, whoa, man, like, how old is that card? I'm like, I got this was I was a kid because I'm a fucking old piece of shit, and so I like that. So them reprinting and doing these like cool like schematic art and stuff like that, like I think it's really cool. I like it a lot. I love the retro style for sure. Brings me back to the Magic 30th anniversary, which is maybe how they should have led it.
Yeah, I love it. I feel like we get a main set drop, and we also get kind of like a historic anthology along with it at the same time, which is great. We get two things at the same time, and it just makes being a historic player that much more fun.
Absolutely.
The only thing that we know that they've pre-banned one of them so far, which was Mishra's Bauble.
Correctly so.
Yeah, absolutely. But other than that, it seems like everything so far, which is there's a lot of cards in here that are pretty powerful that are coming in. Which in Strixhaven they banned like 4 of them like right away. They were like no Dark Ritual, no Lightning Bolt, no Swords to Plowshare, no what was it, Channel or something insane. So great. Anything else before we move into combat?
Nope.
All right, let's do it.
Dorkish Combat!
And Combat is our horseshit card game, hosted by Drunken Dork.
Why are you shaking your head, Apollo?
We're gonna
hey,
lose.
What's up, everyone? No, you got this one. What is up, everyone? This is Horseshit Card Game, and this week, like we've been doing, it's going to be 20 questions, and so it's up to these two drunken idiots to ask me a series of yes or no questions, and hopefully get it by turn 10, but they still win if they get it by turn 20. So the one caveat here is I am nice enough to let everyone know that this is a historic legal card, so at least you know that. If it was a card from any Magic set, that would just be ridiculous. All right, so let's start it off.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go. Right off. Is it a creature?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Is it mana cost 4 or less?
Yes.
Okay.
You might get it in 10 this time.
Is it white?
No.
Is it green?
No.
Is it black?
No.
Oh my god.
Is it white?
Wait, I already said that.
You already asked that.
Oh.
Is it from Throne of Eldraine?
Is it a planeswalker? Is it blue?
No.
Are you? All right. Well,
we know the color.
okay, so it's fucking green then, right? Yeah. Okay. It's got.
No, you asked green.
No, I asked green.
Wait. So
it's not white, blue, black, or green.
So it's red.
It's red.
Or it's colorless.
Or it's colorless.
It could be colorless,
my
I guess.
God.
Is it red?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, it's red. Goddamn.
Well, you're probably not going to get it by turn 10.
No,
Maybe, though.
No.
We're doing
fucked
so
up.
good. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a red.
It's 4 or less
red
mana
creature.
cost, and it's red.
It's a red creature.
So
Okay.
every fucking red card. Okay.
Pretty
Cool.
much.
It could be Seasoned Pyromancer. It could be fucking
Could be
Feldon.
a lot of things. We gotta narrow it down more.
Fuck, dude. What do you think? What direction should we go in?
Maybe sets or the mana cost a little bit more.
Is it okay? Should I ask if it's in standard?
Yeah. Is it standard legal?
Yeah, is
Nope.
it standard? It's not.
It's not standard legal. Okay. Damn. Is it explorer legal?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So it's not digital nonsense.
And so this will be your 10th question that you're about to ask.
Okay.
Muxus, final answer. No. All right. So
we could
should
narrow
I
down
ask
mana
if it was
costs.
in Jumpstart?
No, because that would not be an explorer. I don't think.
Explorer legal.
Yeah,
There are cards in from Jumpstart that are Explorer legal, but you're right.
yeah. Most of them won't be though.
Is it a goblin?
No, that's 10.
Okay.
It's not Skirk Prospector.
Is
Get
it,
bro?
is it mana cost 2 or less?
No.
Oh, so it's 3 then.
So it's
or
3 or 4. You said
3 or
yeah.
4. So it's 3 or 4. Okay.
So that's 11, and you're on your 12th question.
Okay. 3 or 4.
All right.
Huh?
So Feldon is still in play.
Maybe narrow down what mana cost it is exactly, so we can.
Okay, so is it 3 mana cost?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we know it's 3.
So it's 3.
Could be Seasoned Pyromancer.
Could be. It could be the stupid dinosaur that stuffs life gain. It could be a lot of things. Maybe creature type. Maybe creature type or.
It's your turn to ask, but I don't think it's the dinosaur because that costs 4.
No, there's a 3-1. But okay, let's see. What's the so you cast goblin? What's the next like most common creature type in red?
Human's gonna be common.
Okay, is it human?
No.
Okay, non-human.
Whoa. Red mana creature. Not human, not goblin. All right, so we were really dumb last time. We didn't even think of slivers, so we got to think of creature types here. I think that's like what we fucked on last time. So what other creature types are there?
There's a lot. You just mentioned sliver. That's one of them.
You also have rarity. You guys haven't asked that at all.
That is true.
Yeah,
that's smart.
Would that help us? Are we too dumb to figure that out? Is it a rare?
Yes, it is.
All right, so it is a rare. It's 3 mana. It's a creature.
Okay, it's a rare 3 mana creature. Is it a sliver?
No.
All right, good. I'm not getting tricked.
Yeah, you're not getting tricked this time.
You're not getting me that time.
Yeah, 4 more questions and a guess.
Ah, shit.
All right, so it's not a human. It's not a sliver.
It's not a
3
goblin.
mana Xaxes.
It's a 3 mana rare.
It's a rare.
Ooh.
What is there that costs 3? Historic.
Tell me.
Try and narrow it down, dude.
All right, let's think like wizards. Is there a wizard that costs 3? That's red.
Not that I know of. I know there's a dinosaur. There's some dinosaurs.
Oh wait,
dinosaurs.
Dreadhorde Arcanist is 3, isn't it?
No, he's 2.
Red Horde Arcanist is 2.
Yeah, he's 2.
Cool, dude.
Let's see.
Fuck. It's not a dinosaur, dude.
You ask. It might be.
Is it a dinosaur?
Yes.
You fucking. You piece of shit.
All right.
I knew it.
It's really good.
I'm gonna save that clip. I'm gonna save that clip.
Turn the door.
All right, cool, dude.
All right, fuck. Now it's a dinosaur. Does it stop you from gaining life?
Yes.
Okay. So now I know what it is, but I don't know its name. Fuck.
It's a 3 mana dinosaur that stops you from gaining life.
3 mana dinosaur. It has menace. And players can't gain life. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to them. I can't think of the name
That's
of it.
the one?
Yeah.
Frostodon?
Yes. It's like something Frostodon or like or
Rampaging Frostodon.
That might be it. That's
the name of it.
Is it? Okay. All right, let's try. Go for it.
Michael's looking on his computer. He's cheating right now.
Cheating, dude.
No. You would hear my stuff. You would hear it. You would hear the clickies.
All right, just say it. Just say it.
Is it Rampaging Frostodon?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes.
Dude, you called that a while ago, Houston.
Yeah, he called that within the first 3, I think. And you were like, it's not a fucking dinosaur. You goddamn dumb fuck.
Yeah, you dumb piece of shit. Who the fuck says dinosaurs?
Not a dinosaur.
Pretty good.
Well, we won because of me, because I figured it out.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Well, hopefully you guys got that too, and you weren't just
Good job, you guys.
screaming at us the whole time. Thank you. That was a good
they got
one.
to turn 1.
All right, with that, let's go to main phase 2.
Main phase 2.
I'm just happy it wasn't a sliver and I didn't lose. So that was painful.
Yeah, that was sad. Sad day for you.
That was painful. All right. Well, main phase 2, we're going over some cards that we picked. All right. So first, what we're going to be doing is talking about cards that we picked from the main set that we think are going to be awesome and historic, and then cards from the retro set that is attached to this set. So we picked one from each because, I mean, we would pick like so many cards from this set.
Yeah, so many. There's so many good cards.
So many. And so we had to pick one. So, don't freak out on us if you're like, that card, there's a better card. Yeah, we know. There's a bunch of really good cards, but these are the ones that, like, this was difficult to just pick one from each. So we'll start off with Apollo. Your first pick is Liberator.
Yeah, Liberator Urza's Battle Thopter. 3 colorless for a legendary artifact creature. It's a Thopter. It's a 1/2 with flash flying. You may cast colorless spells and artifact spells as if they had flash. Really powerful. But whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana to cast that spell is greater than Liberator's power, put a +1/+1 counter on Liberator. So this rewards you for playing Ornithopter, Springleaf Drum, really cheap like artifacts that you don't necessarily care about. Something I can think of is like Cheerios. If you want to play like a Cheerios strategy, it's called Cheerios because a lot of stuff costs like 0 or 1. So this thing just gets really huge out of nowhere. And the fact that all your stuff is flash speed is insanely powerful. So this is definitely going to be a good mid-range staple for the colorless mid-range decks that have been trying really hard to like come out. So like Hoshi said, there's a lot of cards here that are insanely powerful, but this is one I really like and I think will be powerful going forward. Drunken, what do you think?
So I think you read this a little wrong. It's whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast a spell is greater than Liberator. So that means like the Cheerio cards wouldn't have any effect on this.
Those won't work.
Oh yeah, so, I got dyslexic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
But Karn would be good.
Yeah. I mean, I think, there are a lot of cards this would be good with. I think this card's cool. I'm just very interested in general where artifacts are going to go. And I think they're going to have multiple avenues with this new set coming out, especially with all the artifacts that we had. And especially with all the ones we're getting with the archive and having flash speed artifact. Yeah, that seems good. And it can attack. So that's a good thing.
It's not just artifacts. It's also planeswalkers because whenever you cast colorless spells, so it's not even it's just any spell that's colorless,
Ugin.
Which is yay, instant speed Ugin. Fantastic. Ulamog, instant speed Ulamog, yay. Yeah, so really this is fun. This is a fun card. Yeah. All right, next we got Drunken. You have Phyrexian Flesh Gorger.
Yeah, so I already said this card earlier. It's a 7 cost colorless creature, but it has prototype for 1 black. It is a 3/3. Otherwise, it's a 7/5. It has menace, lifelink, and ward. Pay life equal to Phyrexian Flesh Gorger's power. And so this just seems like a really cool card. Like, I don't think this is the most powerful card in the set. I just like it a lot because I like all the abilities on it. Seems really good in a mono black aggro deck. Or maybe like some type of other black splash something deck, just because you can cast it for 3, or later in the game, if you draw this and you have 7 mana out, you can cast it for 7, like why not?
Yeah. Pretty insane. Apollo, what do you think?
This is exactly what black is trying to do. The fact that it has menace and lifelink, mono black or any like black X shell is trying to use its life as a resource. The fact that it can have menace and lifelink, which makes this like an incredibly difficult blocker, is really good. So it's going to get its life back. And if you want to get rid of it, you got to pay your life down. So mono black is already succeeding in that like war of attrition. So this is a really good card. I really dig this pick. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I think the prototype is pretty cool how it's always better, when it's on the better side of it. And with this one, really what's better is, the life gain of it. It's bigger. And that ward cost is insane at that point, right? You got to pay life equal to its power. So If it's a full blown 7/5, then you have to pay 7 mana to be able to just target this thing to get rid of the ward. That's a heavy
Reanimator, bring this back, dude. Oh man.
That's a heavy cost to take this thing out. It might be to the point where people can't do it because it would kill them. That's quite a swing. So yeah, it's a pretty cool card. I like it. All right, let's look. I picked Hurkyl's Final Meditation, Final Masturbation for Hurkyl right here. Nice. She is, that's what it feels like to me. This card is fucking stupid. It is a 7-drop. It's 4 and 3 blue for an instant at rare. And as long as it's not your turn, this spell costs 3 more to cast. Okay. And then return all non-land permanents to their owner's hand and then end the turn. Okay, so on your turn, you can cast it for whatever its cost is, but which is 7, which is a lot. But if it's not your turn, right, you got to pay 10, I guess, as long as 10? It's not your turn. This spell costs 3 more to cast. Okay, so if it's not your turn, you got to pay 10. But it's return all non-land permanents to their owner's hand and then end the turn. Okay, so this is returning everything. So it's stopping, and you can do it if you have 10. You can do it on their turn, and then it's basically a extra turn card at that point. So this was I misread this a little bit. I thought it cost 3 less on your turn to cast it, so I thought it was going to be like a 4 mana, like you can do this to return everything. So it's not as good as actually I thought it was after rereading it. What do you think, Drunken?
Yeah, that's funny. I read it the same way when I first read it. So, I thought this. I was like, oh shit, man, mono blue control. This is going to be incredible. Like that's going to be a thing, and I'm going to love it because there's just so much good blue right now. But unfortunately, after rereading it or hearing you read it again, it seems like not good.
It's just too much mana. I feel like. Yeah, Apollo.
It's a worse Cyclonic Rift. It punishes you. Yeah. It punishes everyone for more mana. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, the only thing that's good about it is that it has that end the turn effect, and you can use that to like some pretty devastating results sometimes. So you can use that to end like death effects and stuff. So if something was going to be like you lose the game, one of those triggers, you can use this to like make sure that falls off the stack, or like the land that we have that enters the battlefield, the Lotus Field that makes you sacrifice 2 lands or whatever. You can end the turn and then you don't have to do that. So like that effect is pretty cool. That's why I picked this. But I also thought it was 3 less on your turn, not 3 more on their turn. So this is, I regret picking this now.
Oh, well, this is not, y'all make mistakes.
Yeah, damn it. There was like a bunch of other better cards that I was going to pick. Oh, well, this is not the first time I've done this. So let's talk to Michael Apollo, who also screwed up on his card. Yeah. But now we're going into our retro cards that we wanted to take a look at. And this one I almost picked. I was waffling back and forth, so I'm glad you picked it. And that is Unwinding Clock.
Unwinding Clock. I love this card. So let me find it here. So 4 mana colorless for an artifact. Untap all artifacts you control during each other player's untap step. This is insane. So when you have stuff like Springleaf Drum, you have the Hedron's Archive, you have stuff that's just going to add an insane amount of colorless mana. Yeah, it's going to untap on your opponent's uptap step. And you're just going to keep casting shit. And when you tie that in with the other card that I picked, where everything's at flash speed, you're pretty much blue without being blue. Yikes. So being able to cast Planeswalkers, other insanely powerful colorless spells at flash speed, untapping every single time. This is insanely powerful. Unwinding Clock is already a very powerful card in Commander, and seeing it in our beloved historic format, this has a very high potential to be pretty ridiculous. So I like it. I dig it. Love the retro. Yeah,
Drunken.
Cool. My card, or what I think of Unwinding Clock?
What do you think? Yeah, Unwinding.
Oh, Unwinding Clock is cool. Yeah, I'm curious like how it's going to interact. I think it is, I hate saying this, but like 4 mana just seems steep for like what it's doing. But I know in like more control-y like brown shells, it's going to probably be pretty fucking strong, you know, because we already have like stuff that like kind of interact with like this does. And this is, I think, a little bit cheaper. So yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see a lot of these cards.
Yeah, I think you know, you nailed it with the whole flash. Flash is really going to allow you to take advantage of this card, which will make it so much stronger, because that's one of the things about mono brown is, you know, they tap out a lot while they're casting all these artifacts to do everything, and then they kind of got to wait till the next turn. So if you can get this thing down with like, you know, some at 4 mana, and then it just untaps all of those rocks that you have, like, and then you can play something at flash speed on the next turn. Like, that could make a huge difference. Yeah, and it makes your opponent not know what's going on with you too. Like, yeah, I love this card. I love it in Commander. I've played it. I own it. You know, so I'm very excited to see it on Arena.
For sure.
All right. Next, let's go to Drunken. You got Springleaf Drum.
Yeah, not a super exciting card to pick. Springleaf Drum. Let me find it. Here it is. So it's a 1 mana artifact, and it says tap an untapped creature you control. Add 1 mana of any color. So that's pretty strong. And what this really does, I think, and why I picked it is it goes really well in aggro shells. This allows you to do like 18 land decks because you're essentially using your creatures as mana, right? And you're able to just like draw nothing but gas as you're drawing cards. You know, it's no longer like I have them at 5 health and I'm drawing like land after land after land. I mean, sure, you'll draw a Springleaf Drum, but the fact that it also taps for any color, I think is really strong. And I think this card is definitely going to make an impact on artifact aggro.
Yeah, this reminds me a lot of the prototype snare thing that we have already from Kamigawa, the blue one. But the thing that is better than that one is that one requires blue mana to be able to cast it, where this you could just cast it for whatever. But the downside is that one worked on any artifact you could tap, where this one you do need a creature for. But I think it works great with that card to just make affinity just really powerful, like to hit the ground running. This is affinity is already starting to become a very powerful deck in Historic. And I think this is really gonna play into making that deck a lot stronger. Paulo, what do you think?
Yeah, you both just hit the nail on the head there. That's exactly what I was going to say. Affinity is the end result, and Springleaf Drum is the fucking card that gets you there. This is seen in Modern. You're ever since this was printed in Theros, I believe, or reprinted in Theros, this card has been insane. It's going to do exactly what you want to do. So you can untap, or tap something to get mana. That's already it's already been stated, but more artifacts for cheaper costs, and artifacts already have ways to make things cheaper costs to make it like essentially zero, right? This is insane. This is just a really good card. Artifacts are really good at one thing, and that's just shitting out their entire hand, and this is a good way to do that. Springleaf Drum has a net positive. There's no negative downside. So we're for sure going to see this card. And it's going to be a fucking force you're going to have to deal with going forward, because affinity is going to come for sure. Absolutely.
All right. Well, then we've reached the last card, which is my pick, which is Sundering Titan. This is an 8-drop artifact creature golem at Mythic, and when Sundering Titan enters or leaves the battlefield, choose a land of each basic land type, then destroy those lands. And it is a 7/10 as well. Also, it is banned in Commander. But as far as I know so far, it is not banned in Arena, or in
Brawl,
or in Historic or Brawl or any of that stuff yet.
Yeah.
So this card is an absolute fucking behemoth, and it destroys lands It's going to be in a, most likely a mono brown shell that doesn't care about like destroying basic lands because most of the time they're not running any basic lands. So this will not affect them. Where most of the time it's just going to end up hitting your opponent. And it's a 7/10. So I think this is absolutely fucking mind blowing and possibly going to get banned. But maybe I'm wrong. Drunken, what do you think?
Yeah, I actually see this in Reanimator, and then it's just a sad state right there because, you're gonna. It's like turn 3, this thing comes out, and fucking game over, dude. Because if say you're running against a black-white shell or black-red shell or whatever, something that has removal, right? You're like, okay, swamps, and like, okay, well now you can't remove it, and there goes your swamps, right? And like. But it is basic land, right? Or no, it's choose a land of each basic land type.
So it's a swamp.
Then destroy those lands.
Yeah.
So it actually
You have to pick all 5, right? If you can. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really powerful.
Yeah. So this would hit multicolored decks like way fucking harder.
Yeah, it would hit them really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seems like a powerhouse. I'm excited to play this in my Reanimator deck and just really get a lot of concedes out of it.
Yeah, what do you think, Apollo?
You're an evil monster. That's what I think. This is an evil card. Land destruction is the worst thing. You can lose friends doing land destruction, and this is what this does.
I'm fine with it. Yeah,
yeah. It destroys triomes, everything, because no one's playing like pain lands or anything like that. Actually, hey, maybe this will force people to play pain lands because everyone's playing the triomes and everything with basic land types. It destroys them.
Yeah.
They're gone. Goodbye. Blue white. My deck, my blue white fucking binding, dead, dude. Dead. And you're gonna cast this way earlier than turn 8. I mean, colorless. Yeah. You're gonna cast this turn 4, turn 3.
Reanimator.
Yeah.
And it's just enter the battlefield or leave the battlefield. So you get 2 procs out of this. Is dumb. And you can blink it too because it's not on cast. So you can.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no, that's really cool.
Love it.
No, I love it. That's cool, dude.
Love it. Yeah, this is just this is like my kind of card right here where it's just
Do you have something you want to work out, dude? You got like some issues, some therapy or something?
Many.
I think I'm good.
Oh, okay.
You would.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm just right when it comes to this. All right. Well, that was our picks real quick. We screwed some of those up, but there's a ton of insane cards in here. I think Apollo, you were talking about doing a set review on a lot of stuff. So so we'll probably end up doing that. And then I was very excited to see these cards, and we'll see at what their actual power level is. Any last words before we move off into our end step?
No, I got to go to work. Let's finish this.
All right, let's do it.
End step.
All right, end step is going to be our
comments, questions, corrections.
All right, so that's going to be our mailbox. And Apollo, do we got anything in our mailbox this week?
No. We do not.
No. Okay.
No, absolutely nothing in comments, questions, corrections.
Mm-hmm.
In the podcast topic suggestions, I think everyone's just kind of going on a rant here.
Okay.
Vox did say he wanted us to smoke weed instead of drink beer and do the podcast. Unfortunately, we cannot do that, Vox Nihilus. All of us have either safety or security positions that do not allow us to smoke, but fuck, I wish I could. Like, that would be incredible.
That would be the worst show. It would be all of us incapable of speaking. I would not know how to work any of the buttons for the show. It would be be an absolute shit show. It would be funny, but it would it'd be a train wreck. That is for sure. All right, cool. Well, that made that pretty easy. Unless you got anything for the comments, questions, or concerns, guys. Anything?
Join the Discord. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, with that, then let's move into our cleanup phase.
Cleanup.
And cleanup is just social media stuff where we're talking about, hey, join our Discord. That's where, a lot of our conversations go on. We're all on there, participating. You can watch us on the go on any of the podcast things that are out there. We're on everything. We also do this on YouTube, and we do a bunch of other stuff on YouTube too. We do gameplays, and then we're branching out to do other stuff like set reviews and other stuff like that. And also, if you are watching us on YouTube, we'd appreciate like a subscribe and a like. And if you're listening to us on the podcast things, if you can review us and give us 5 stars, every time you guys do that, we will beat Drunken Dork as much as you want us to. Like, so we'll maybe slap him around a little bit, beat him to
I didn't agree to this at all.
Beat him to a bloody pulp, or not,
Yeah.
or we won't do it. It's whatever you want us to do to Drunken Dork.
Yeah.
Just leave your review, and then that'll happen to him. So just let us know after
That will
you leave
happen. That will happen.
Yeah, so after you leave a review or a thumbs up or whatever, just let us know, and then he'll get his whatever's coming to him. So all right, and with that, we will move into our discard phase.
Discard phase. Drink 'em up, boys.
And discard is our final phase where we pound our drinks and say our final goodbyes. Drunken, any last words?
Bye, everybody. I'm off to work.
All right, good stuff. All right, Apollo, any last words?
Peace out, y'all.
All right, well said. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us this week. It was good. I hope you guys are excited about this new set that's coming out. I know I am, and it was fun to do the podcast with you guys again. And we'll see you guys right back here again next time on
Look at
the
Drunken.
Man and Rant podcast. Cheers, everybody.
Peace, everyone.
Look at him. He's not even sitting in the fucking chair. What a piece of shit.
I'm off to work. All right, see y'all.
Yeah, whatever. That piece of shit. Look at him. He's literally leaving.
out
He's
the
going
door.
to work. Yeah, like, I gotta go to work.
Hey,
Goodbye.
Priorities, Drunken. What is more important?
Yeah. What are you doing? Are you trying to make money or make no money?
Yeah, the job that pays you money or the podcast that makes you drink and
You fucking dummy.
not make money.
Yeah, you gotta not make money to make money.
you gotta not make money to make money, Drunken.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Economics.
Yeah.
That's the spirit of being an American.
Maybe if he would have stayed around a couple more minutes, maybe we would make, more money or any money doing this. You know?
Yeah.
So,
now we're not gonna make money.
Now we're not gonna. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. This is totally his
we're gonna
fault.
make 1/3 the less money, dude.
What is 1/3 of 0? Is that
It's 0.
Is that still 0? Okay.
It's still 0, dude. Yeah.
I'm not good at math, so.
No, yeah. 0 is like always 0, dude.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, this is
Pretty
why
sure.
this is why we can't get high and do the show.
Yeah. Because it would be like, but what if like 0 is like 1/2?
That would be like a
What's a
30
half
minute.
of 0?
That would be a 30-minute tangent.